it was when I was at uni. I saw it online because in like nutrition, I don't know if you've come across this, like the nutritionists in the UK, there's like 95% women. So there's like almost nobody who studies male health. I think all my lecturers were women. I think there was just me and one other guy in the cohort who were guys. But anyway, I saw people online speculating whether dietary fat was had anything to do with testosterone, and there are various arguments. Like some people say it lowers it, some people say it's a myth, and so on and so forth. But I thought, I mean, I love online speculation and all that kind of stuff, but I thought maybe the guys are just cherry picking some studies, to support their side of the argument, whatever. So I realised there was a need for something comprehensive. And when you look in the literature, there was some isolated studies, but there was no there was no review on it, basically. So I thought, let's do one. And initially I thought to the review, I will look at all the observational studies and all the interventional studies. But when I looked at the observational studies, which is obviously a lesser quality of evidence, the results were just like flying in 10 different directions. And it just seems to didn't seem to make any sense at all. And because there's so many things that affect any health parameter, but testosterone, at least I know there's a lot of things that affect it. So there was like a lot of confounding variables, and I thought, let's just jump these because these are clearly not a decent way to study this. And so I just focused on the cream of the crop, like the intervention studies, and we were very rigorous. We selected the best ones out there, so they didn't have confounding variables like the guys were on medication or they had diseases, things like that. And we did the meta-analysis, about 6 studies. We split one into 2, so it was like 7 samples, roughly 200 guys. And the studies largely, they put men first on a high-fat diet, about 40% fat, and then they put them on a low-fat diet, about 20% fat. And some studies did it vice versa and mixed it up. But they found when the guys transferred from the high-fat diet to the low-fat diet, their testosterone decreased by about 11.5% on average. I think you can see in the paper it's in standardized mean differences, which are like 0.38 or something. They're a bit funny those because they're measured in standard deviations, but anyway, it averages out to about 11%. But then we saw, it's a little bit of a sketchy conclusion, but we did a subgroup analysis where we took one study out that was an outlier, probably for ethnicity, and we just focused on the ones that are the Western men of European descent, so it was ethnically homogenous, and that had a larger decrease in testosterone. That was 15%. And when I did like a little press release to get some press coverage on the thing, and I didn't really emphasize this in the paper, but I thought, the press are going to like this kind of little juicy tidbit. I thought, what about the vegetarian diets? Because I saw that 2 of them were, the 2 studies that had vegetarian diets, like the testosterone kind of fell off a cliff, to be honest. And I just calculated a little kind of back of the envelope. Well, it's a bit more than back of the envelope calculation. But they suffered a 26% decrease in testosterone. So the low-fat vegetarian diets were pretty bad. 26% decrease in academics is a very large effect. And it was funny because the UK media, I don't know if it's the same case in the US, but there's a lot of tabloids here, and they ran all these stories like low-fat diets decrease your libido by 50% and all this kind of crazy stuff, which was stretching the truth a bit, but I was appreciative of it.